Ted Lasso is coming back for season 4, but it can't do one themed episode, no matter how great it would be. The Apple TV Plus show showcased the titular Ted Lasso, Jason Sudeikis, as he leaves the United States to take a job coaching a professional soccer club in England despite not knowing anything about the sport. Ted Lasso quickly became a beloved show for several reasons, including its messaging about mental health, quality characters, and overall wholesome story. It was thought that Ted Lasso ended after season 3, which saw Ted return home to Kansas to be with his son. The show wrapped up nearly every character's storyline in a satisfying way, so it was surprising to hear that the show had been picked up for another season months after the Ted Lasso season 3 finale. There's not a lot known about what Ted Lasso season 4 will entail, but 3 key characters, Rebecca Welton, Hannah Waddingham, Roy Kent, Brett Goldstein, and Leslie Higgins, Jeremy Swift, are all confirmed to return. Ted Lasso season 4 can't do a musical episode. Despite the cast's musical talents, there's been a trend where shows will have an episode that is in the form of a musical. Shows from almost every genre have done a musical episode, but that isn't a reason why Ted Lasso should follow suit. With expectations high for Ted Lasso season 4, including a musical episode without cause seems disingenuous. Ted Lasso isn't new to doing episodes that are fairly experimental and that take risks, but within the confines of what the story calls for, a musical doesn't seem to fit. In Ted Lasso season 2, episode 9, Beard After Hours, audiences were treated to one of Ted Lasso's riskiest and most divisive episodes. The episode follows Coach Beard after a match, where he gets into multiple hijinks, and despite the absurdity of it all, it doesn't feel like anything out of the ordinary for him. With episodes like Beard After Hours being either beloved or hated by fans, Ted Lasso season 4 might want to avoid an overly divisive episode, especially when some of the show's cast might not be returning. Hannah Waddingham's Christmas special was insanely popular, but isn't a reason to do a musical episode. Hannah Waddingham, Home for Christmas was an insanely popular Christmas special when it premiered last year, mainly because it included so many of Waddingham's Ted Lasso co-stars. While audiences have known what an amazing Hannah Waddingham is since she sang Let It Go in Ted Lasso season 1, it was a surprise to see other members of the AFC Richmond soccer team on stage singing. In particular, Phil Dunster, who plays Jamie Tott, showed off his singing voice, meaning he'd be great in a musical episode. Other Ted Lasso stars Brendan Hunt, Coach Beard, Kola Bokini, Isaac McAdoo, Billy Harris, Colin Hughes, Nick Mohammed, Nathan Shelley, and James Lance, Trent Krim, made appearances on stage with Waddingham. Additionally, Juno Temple, Keely Jones, Brett Goldstein, and Jason Sudeikis appeared in pre-taped segments. It's clear that the Ted Lasso cast is very gifted musically, but that doesn't mean having a musical episode of the show is what's needed. There are better ways to see the cast sing than having them in a musical for an episode. How Ted Lasso season 4 can still show off its cast's musical talents. The cast can still perform, just not in a musical. Despite Ted Lasso largely being about the interpersonal relationships between the people in AFC Richmond's innermost circle, it's had its fair share of kooky moments over 3 seasons. Between the many Broadway musical references, there were multiple instances when the cast's ability to dance and sing was shown off. In Ted Lasso season 2, the Greyhounds danced to NSYNC's Bye 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 as a goodbye present to Dr. Sharon, but they also danced and sang So Long, Farewell to Ted and Beard in the Ted Lasso season 3 finale. Moments like these make up some of the most wholesome and hilarious moments in the show. With such a talented cast, there are so many other ways to showcase their talents than a musical episode. Ted Lasso has already done a great job including music in the show's identity, so continuing that would work better than if they changed tunes and did a musical episode. There's no doubt that the Ted Lasso cast would put on an amazing performance in a musical episode, but there are better ways of getting them to sing that align with the show's values.